turn it off.
Now let's see if we're working. We are actually streaming this event live, and I'm sure you have family and friends that would like to see those that are winning awards today. So if you will go to your social media channel, there is a link to the Red Cross's Facebook page on your program. If you would, text that out and share it with folks, and it will also be available after today's event, so you can also share that. And we'll have some other follow-up stories on Facebook after the event on our Facebook page. We're here today to show public recognition and appreciation to the brave and caring people in our community who demonstrate extraordinary courage and inner strength. They certainly reinforce our faith in the good of people around us. This event also has another purpose. It raises funds for disaster service work of the American Red Cross right here in the Mountain Empire. All sponsorships from ticket sales and today's event support this great cause. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the Celebration of Heroes Volunteer Committee. If you are in the room, please stand up. Mary Lou Smith, Melinda Leland, Cindy Hagman, Kyle Craig, Becky Nave, Rita Surratt, Barry Abrovich, Martha Beatner, Jess Powers, Pat Bryant, Tony Venable, Patty Forey, and Alice Neese. Again, a warm welcome to each of you.
I knew the event was moving too smoothly for us today. We'll try that up here. Okay, so thank you, Sandy. And the Red Cross plays an important role in disaster preparedness and relief. Dramatic and sudden events such as tornadoes, flooding, earthquakes, hurricanes make the headlines. But the real day-to-day work of the Red Cross centers around the continuing needs of communities like ours, where a house fire can be a family's very own Hurricane Harvey. The Red Cross and its trained volunteers are there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year to meet those needs. If you are here today and you're one of our Red Cross volunteers, including our board members, can we ask you to stand up for just a moment? Thank you. I also would like to take a moment, because I believe we do have a few of them here. This last year, as you may know, was extraordinary with the national disaster responses that we had to deploy to. To give you an idea of how dramatic it was, the 60-day period from about August 1st to October 1st, we put out shelters and housed more people in that 60-day window than we did in the previous 5 years combined. And that includes 2016, which was a pretty bad disaster year too. So if you're one of our folks, we had 18 volunteers from our chapter that deployed up to 29 times. If you'd take a moment and stand for us so we can recognize you, we'd appreciate it. We've got one guy standing in the booth back there. You may not be able to see him, but he went all the way down to Puerto Rico for Hurricane Maria. So thank you, Brad, for that. So now we'd like to take a moment and thank our corporate sponsors for their support of this year's Celebration of Heroes. Their support doesn't just help with this event, it helps to ensure that we have the funds throughout the year to provide life-saving training, disaster response, provide military message services, and just in general be there and be ready to help folks as they're needing it. As we continue this event for our 5th year, we have been thrilled with the positive comments and the support that we have received. Our gold sponsors include WCYB, Universal Companies, and the Robert Todd Carter Foundation. Thank you for that. Our silver sponsor is the Food City, and our bronze sponsors are the VFW Post 1994 from Abingdon, the Southwest Virginia Higher Ed Center, Humphreys Flowers that provided our centerpieces today, and we are so thankful and grateful for each and every one of our sponsors and what they do to help us carry out our mission. Please join me in showing them a little bit of appreciation. So one thing we've noticed as we do our work in the community, there are a lot of great people out there doing tremendous things day in and day out. Ordinary folks doing extraordinary things, not for recognition, but just for the sheer purpose they see something that needs to be done, and they're getting out there and they're doing it. They're helping our folks have a better life, a safer life. Some of them are saving lives, and for that we are very grateful for our heroes. Now, so with that, what I'd like to do is ask Olivia Bailey to come join me up here. It's a pleasure to introduce our MC this afternoon. Olivia is with WCYB. She's been in the local broadcasting business for over 6 years. She works at WCYB. And please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
I was afraid David might make me disappear. That was one promise to me. So we're here to honor some very special people for their service to others. They've lifted our communities, they've shined lights of hope into the lives of many others. In the words of Marian Wright Edelman, service to others is the rent we pay to be alive. It's the very purpose of life and not something that we do in our spare time or after we've reached our personal goals. It's up to us. It's up to me. Her words are inscribed on the beautiful awards for our recipients today. And we're truly blessed to have people in our area who, without hesitation, make life better for others. They notice things that need to be done and they get involved, and they are both unselfish and compassionate. Some may have looked the other way when they saw someone in need or saw something was wrong, but something needed to be better than what it was, and these heroes we're here to honor today, they put others first, they rolled up their sleeves, and they got involved, and some may have even put their lives on the line to do that. You'll hear their stories today, and you'll also witness the differences that they've made, and they inspire us, and they also touch our heart, and we're very thankful for them today. Discovering these heroes, it was exciting. I've read many of their stories. There were many nominations received throughout our chapter. Coworkers, friends, and the people who helped told us about these everyday heroes they knew. There were many people not chosen for today's event who still gave truly remarkable service, and we're thankful for all of those nominations as well. Now, as we begin the awards today, let me just give a short reminder to all the honorees. There will be a group photograph of all the honorees immediately after the program, so just come up to the stage at that time and then we'll take the group photo after that. And as I announce each award today, just please come to the front and stand on the stage with Bill and Sandy while we read your story. So the first hero that we're going to honor today is the military hero. That's Project Healing Waters. 3 Vietnam veterans, James Christian, Doug Harris, and George Owens, help run this local Southwest Virginia Healing Waters fly fishing program. The program was established in October of 2015 and has become the 3rd largest of 10 programs throughout Virginia. While faithfully adhering to the national motto, the Southwest Virginia's program motto is, "It's all about the vets." In 2016, more than 235,000 hours were donated nationwide by more than 3,200 Project Healing Waters fly fishing volunteers. This enabled more than 7,500 disabled veterans and disabled active military service personnel to participate in Project Healing Waters fly fishing program activities. In 2016, United Way of Southwest Virginia recognized the Healing Waters program as its #1 associated volunteer organization in United Way's 14-county region with over 1,000 volunteer hours. Now in 2017, Southwest Virginia Project Healing Water donated over 2,000 volunteer hours. And among all that, Southwest Virginia's program achieved in 2017 none other more rewarding than it was graciously granted a special request made to the national headquarters. In May, at a Virginia Regional Program fishing outing, a $15,000 track chair, specially equipped for fishing, and an accompanying haul trailer was presented to the program's recipient, Clyde Compton of Richlands. Clyde is an Army veteran who, due to a service-related medical condition, suffered the loss of vision in both eyes in 1997 and later had a leg amputated. He no longer had to fear or be denied navigating any accessible fishing area The track chair and his program buddies will see to that. Thank you to James, Doug, and George for providing these opportunities to our veterans and service members. Our 911 dispatch hero is the City of Bristol Communications Division. Could we have those members come up to the stage at this time? The professional men and women of the Bristol, Virginia Central Dispatch tirelessly take every emergency call that enters the city of Bristol, Virginia. Even though far removed from that incident scene, they screen information from the caller and then relay it to the emergency responders in the field accurately and in a timely manner. They provide life-saving instruction to family members and bystanders to aid the people in distress. First responders in the field rely on them to gain access to information, to then assist and protect the community we all serve. Without their assistance, the request for resources, documentation of incidents, and an orderly, courteous, and prompt answer to someone's worst day would go unheeded. They are heroes you never see, but are always a welcome voice in your time of need. Thank you for doing what you do to keep our communities safe. One of our community impact heroes of the day will be Joe and Kayla Deal of the Burger Bar. Joe and Kayla, will you please come forward? Joe and Kayla provide a level of support for the local community that goes far above and beyond the call of duty. Joe and Kayla consistently provide support to local residents and various agencies, and during recent periods of severe cold weather, they opened their restaurant to provide food and temporary shelter to folks who would go without otherwise. They've developed a reputation as people who will literally feed the hungry. They are more concerned about providing a hot meal than they are for getting paid for it. Their compassion for people is unequal. Along with that, they've also hosted fundraising events to help purchase important equipment for the fire department. Joe and Kayla, thank you for your help and for your support of our community. Another one of our community impact heroes for the day is Dan Carter of Belfour Property Restoration. Dan, on behalf of Belfour Property Restoration, has on multiple occasions donated dozens of free smoke detectors to be installed within the local community. These smoke detectors have been installed in homes throughout the community and have had a positive impact on public safety. Dozens of local homes have had a smoke detector installed because of their generosity, and without their donation, many of these homes would go unprotected. In the last 3 years, there's not been a serious injury or loss of life in the local community due to house fires. This is directly related to the early warning provided by these smoke detectors. Thank you, Dan, for helping to make the community a safer place to live. Another community hero that we're honoring today is Judy Blanton. I don't believe Judy's with us today. I believe Jackie Grant will be accepting the award in her honor. Perfect. Judy Blanton is always someone in need, doing something for our community or our church. She's volunteered every week for years at the Dickinson County Food Bank. She's also put together the Christmas Toys for Children for years at our church. This is a county-wide event. She gets the toys, sees some needs for those to come, and then picks out the toys for their children and has someone wrap those gifts if needed. She's also a member of the choir, and when anyone needs something, she's always there stepping up to help. Thank you to Judy for all of the love and compassion that you help spread throughout Dickinson County, Virginia. Another one of our community impact heroes today is Bernie Buckles. Bernie, can you please come forward? Bernie has tirelessly volunteered at the Wellmont Hospice, helping with patients and family volunteers. He works 3 days a week with over 1,000 hours volunteered in 2017. Bernie fixes breakfast for patients and families at the hospice house. He also tries to attend the funeral services for the patients that pass away while they're at the hospice house. Bernie, thank you so much for your service and compassion while helping these families as well as their loved ones. Another one of our community impact heroes today is Gary McGow. Gary, can you join us on the stage? Gary has had a true impact on this community. He heads up the Bristol Organizations nonprofit. As a part of his efforts there, he helps provide coaching and training to other nonprofits. He actively spreads and disseminates other nonprofits' information to help get the word out about opportunities for the community to join in on. He helps spread the word for open job opportunities and so much more. Gary emails these newsletters and other information to over 800 recipients and organizations on his mailing list from across the Mountain Empire. Thank you, Gary, for all that you do to inspire and to motivate our community to rise up and be better and do more to make this a better place to live. One of our education heroes for the day is Sergeant Chase Carrier. In addition to his work as a full-time fire apparatus driver and operator, Sergeant Chase Carrier voluntarily serves as the public education coordinator for the Bristol, Virginia Fire Department. As such, he coordinates numerous special events and activities each year to engage the public in a fire safety and prevention program. These activities include fire safety presentations, smoke detector installations, fire safety trailer demonstrations, fire station tours, church and school visits. During the month of October 2017, Sergeant Carrier coordinated 15 fire safety events throughout the city of Bristol, Virginia that directly resulted in over 900 local school children receiving fire safety education. Thank you, Sergeant Carrier, for helping to educate our children and the community in general on how to be safe. Another one of our education heroes for the day is Lieutenant Clay Robinette. During his 19-year tenure with the Bristol, Virginia Police Department, Lieutenant Robinette has always gone above and beyond to protect the citizens of Bristol as well as his co-workers. There's a specific program that Lieutenant developed and teaches known as CRACE, which stands as Civilian Response to Active Shooter Events. Many times he conducts these classes on his own time after working his regular shift at the police department, and he does this absolutely free. His words are, "How can I put a price on training that could save lives? There's no measurable price for a life." He has made a measurable impact over the past 19 years as a passionate advocate for public safety. His volunteer activities should not go without notice or commendation as he teaches our local educators, business leaders, and many more how to understand and potentially overcome what is the greatest fear anyone could ever have. That's an active shooter incident. His contribution to others becomes more impressive when you consider that over 3,000 people have attended his class and he still receives requests daily. It is his compassion and true love for our community such as this that deserves acknowledgement and honor. Thank you, Lieutenant Robinette. Our emergency responder heroes, Perry Mabe and Bridget Allen, would you please come forward? Perry and Bridget have been exceptional representatives of the American Red Cross as well as the Bland County Rescue Squad. Mr. Mabe also volunteers with the Hollybrook Mechanicsburg Fire Department. Mrs. Allen is quick to contact the county emergency manager's office if she hears of fire damage to a home to obtain contact information to aid any individuals who have experienced in that loss. She's graciously instructed county employees in CPR and first aid, and this allows personnel to not only feel more comfortable if an incident were to occur with friends and family, but also in the workplace should that need arise. Mr. Mabe and Mrs. Allen have been members of the Bland County Rescue Squad for many years and frequently help when needed. In addition, Mr. May willingly deployed to California in July and August to assist with shelter operations for victims of those wildfires. He also deployed to Texas as an emergency response vehicle driver from September 14th until the 28th to assist with the disastrous flooding. Thank you for your help in our community. Another one of our emergency responder heroes today is Phyllis Woods. Phyllis is a full-time babysitter, takes care of her elderly mother and a household for 6. She's also on the board of directors for the Dane Rescue Squad and acts as secretary for the board. And when she's not busy doing those things, she also finds time to go on an average of 300 rescue squad calls per year. She's been one of the top 2 to respond to calls each year, and her dedication to her family and her volunteer work is truly amazing. Thank you, Phyllis, for helping so many people and giving so much of your time and energy to make your community safer. Our workplace hero for the day is the City of Bristol Fleet Maintenance. This team is responsible for maintaining and repairing the city's fleet vehicles, especially the fire trucks within the city. And normally this work is completed during normal business hours from Monday through Friday, but unfortunately, as many of us know, vehicle breakdowns are unpredictable and cannot be scheduled. The fire department has called upon the team at all hours of the night, even on weekends, regarding those vehicle breakdowns. The team does not hesitate to come back to work to make those repairs to fire trucks to ensure that public safety service is not disrupted. A classic example of going well above and beyond the call of duty at the workplace. Thank you all for working as a team to what you do to keep our community safer. Our firefighter hero for the day is James Smith. James, can you please come forward? Some individuals stand out for their great qualities, and James Smith is one of those people. He's well known for his intelligence, his work ethic, a positive attitude, teamwork mentality, leadership, and diligence. He's well respected throughout an organization to be the go-to person for everything and anything for getting things done. Throughout his time, he's shown time and time again that he is a positive, motivated leader with amazing potential, and he's played an important role in the Dayton Fire Department by serving to be everything from a driver to a board member, and currently serves as chief. In fact, he was so effective in the organization that the fire department has funds which allowed them to purchase necessary equipment to maintain those fire engines. The young gentlemen on the department look to him for guidance and leadership. He's a role model to everyone within the department. He checks on the elderly in the community and makes the residents in the department feel valued. The department's equipment needs to be replaced due to several years old, and he is trying to obtain a grant there to purchase updated clothing and supplies to keep everyone safe. He tells everyone, if you have the heart to serve your community, you have everything you need to be a volunteer. Being a volunteer firefighter is about heart and the fact that it is about more than putting out fires, that it's about people's lives. Thank you, James, for all that you do to make this a better place to live. Another one of our firefighter heroes today is Joseph Ward. Joseph, can you come forward? Joseph Ward is a charter member of the Whitewood Volunteer Fire Department that was formed in 1973, and Joe has served as chief of that department for over 20 years. We're giving away his age a little bit. Even at 75 years old, Joe is always the first to arrive on the scene and the last to leave when that fire department has been called out. Thank you, Joe, for all that you do and all that you've done to make these many, many years of volunteering to make your community a better and safer place to live. Our medical hero we're recognizing today is Dr. Michael Fleener. Dr. Fleener serves as the Volunteer Operational Medical Director for the Bristol, Virginia Fire Department. And as such, he's responsible for providing oversight and medical direction of that fire department's emergency medical service and delivery to the community. He's responsible for ensuring all state EMS regulations are met and adhered to. He's also responsible for the quality control of EMS delivery to the public that also has a direct impact on public safety. Dr. Fleener reviews emergency medical responses made by the Bristol, Virginia Fire Department to ensure the highest quality of service being delivered to the public. He does this on a volunteer basis, so thank you, Dr. Fleener, for your dedication and service to this community. Red Cross hero for the day is Mary Lou Smith. Mary Lou, do you mind to come forward? Mary Lou Smith is receiving our Red Cross Hero Award today. Mary Lou started volunteering over 60 years ago for the Red Cross and has worked tirelessly ever since. She's helped with health and safety training like CPR and first aid. She's helped run fundraising events like the Swim Across event, where she helped get members of the community to swim laps to raise money to help support the efforts of the Red Cross and Chili fundraiser. She's also a strong supporter of the Celebration of Heroes. Mary Lou has always been there to ensure a strong and healthy local Red Cross was in our community. She supported our service to armed forces and disaster response volunteers. She served on the local chapter board for years and is currently the only board member to hold a lifetime board member status. Thank you, Mary Lou, for your many years of dedication and concern to help prepare the community and recover from disaster when needed. Our law enforcement hero for the day is Lieutenant Andrew Moss. Lieutenant Moss is a member of the Marion Police Department and has served in law enforcement for more than 20 years. He is currently the ranking lieutenant in the police department in Marion, and while doing that, he has also served for 10 years as a volunteer firefighter. His warm personality, strong leadership, and his community service make him an obvious choice to be selected as a Red Cross hero. Thank you, Lieutenant Moss, for your time, dedication, and service to our community. Our life-saving hero for the day, Woody Van Nostrand, can you come forward? Woody experienced a situation where he was able to use skills which for years he had not only learned but had taught to others. During a normal day, he needed to act quickly to provide CPR to assist someone who was not breathing. At that time, he was very thankful that he knew what to do in an attempt to help and was mentally prepared to render aid. He was surrounded by coworkers who were supporting him through that process, but the situation is something no one wants to experience. But when a crisis occurs, it is invaluable to have the general knowledge on how to react. We are very thankful for your skills, Woody, and for the people who were supporting you through that process. Thank you. Another one of our life-saving heroes is Corporal Quentin Harris. Corporal Harris was able to successfully use naloxone injectors, saving the lives of 2 individuals, which then led to arrests and the recovery of illegal narcotics. While on patrol, Corporal Harris was flagged down by citizens that had removed 2 individuals from their vehicle. Corporal Harris found that they had stopped breathing and were turning blue. He quickly grabbed the naloxone injectors that he had just received and injected them. Within seconds, they both responded and started breathing. They had been caused by a heroin overdose. Because they lived, Corporal Harris was able to then find out where it came from and stop the distribution. Thank you, Corporal Harris, for all that you do and for being prepared to act quickly and to continue to keep our community safe. Another one of our life-saving heroes today is Kayla Eads. Kayla, can you join us? Kayla was working at Pal's Restaurant last year when a mother ran up to the drive-thru window looking for help for her son who had stopped breathing and was in bad shape. Kayla jumped into action and started performing CPR on the boy, and in short order, the boy responded to CPR. Emergency responders then took over when they arrived on scene, but without Kayla's quick actions to help, the results could have been horribly different. Thank you, Kayla, for learning the skills that have helped save someone else's life. other life-saving hero we're honoring today is Stephen Campbell. Stephen, can you come forward? While filling in for an absent coworker, Stephen was helping on the town trash truck with 2 other coworkers when a father came running out on the street carrying his son in his arms, looking desperately for help. His son wasn't breathing, and while one coworker called 911, while the other called for help on the city radio in the truck, Stephen started performing CPR on the child. After working on the boy for about 2 minutes, the boy began to cry, regained color, and started breathing on his own. Emergency responders arrived and took the boy to the hospital where he recovered. Thank you, Stephen, for knowing what to do and doing it to save that child's life. I cover these stories every day, but they still get you every now and then. I hope you have been as impressed as I have by the heroes in our communities. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to move this a little bit. We'd like to say thank you, Olivia, for being our MC today, and to WCYB for all the support that you continue to provide to the Red Cross and the media coverage and our technical assistance. And I'm going to pass it over to Sandy. Helps if I read the script.
Again, I would like to also thank Olivia and WCYB and our great partners for this celebration today. This is due to the sponsorship and all the volunteers, and thank you. We would not be here today if it not for you. Thank you all for attending this year's celebration, and can we give all the heroes another round of applause? Now, if you've been touched today and you want to support the Red Cross by making a donation in honor of one of today's heroes, please stop by the registration table out front or find one of our staff or volunteers. A quick reminder before we leave, for all those that want awards, we're going to do a group photo, so if you'll come up front before you head out. But thanks again for coming, and look forward to next year.